Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Psalm 116. Let's get started now. Psalm 116 is a beautiful psalm that expresses gratitude and trust in God's faithfulness. This psalm is traditionally interpreted as a thanksgiving psalm, likely written by an individual who has experienced some form of deliverance or salvation from God. The psalmist acknowledges that God has heard his cry for help and has saved him from death. He responds to God's deliverance with thanksgiving and praise. The psalm begins with the psalmist declaring his love for the Lord, who has heard his voice and supplications. The psalmist recognizes that God is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. He acknowledges that he was brought low and in distress, and that God saved him from death. The psalmist then describes his response to God's salvation, which includes calling on the name of the Lord, paying vows, and offering sacrifices of thanksgiving. The psalmist then speaks to the community, encouraging them to trust in the Lord. He notes that the Lord preserves the simple and the foolish, and that the Lord has been good to him. The psalmist acknowledges that he was tempted to lose faith, but that he continued to trust in the Lord. He encourages others to do the same, reminding them that the Lord is gracious and righteous, and that he delivers his people from trouble. The psalm concludes with the psalmist declaring his intention to walk before the Lord in the land of the living. He recognizes that his salvation was not based on his own merit or goodness, but on God's grace and mercy. He expresses his desire to offer sacrifices of thanksgiving and to call on the name of the Lord. He acknowledges that he will continue to trust in the Lord, even in the face of adversity. The teaching application of Psalm 116 is one of gratitude and trust in God's faithfulness. It encourages us to give thanks to God for the deliverance and salvation He has provided us, and to trust in Him even when we face difficulties and challenges. The psalmist's example reminds us that our response to God's salvation should be one of thanksgiving, praise, and devotion. It also teaches us that God is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, and that we can trust in Him to preserve us and deliver us from trouble. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible verse below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.